Freakier Friday. I can't remember the director's name, but it's based as a new director. It's not Mark Walters this time around. It's a different director. It's a female director. I can't even pronounce the name, but this is a continuation of what happened in the previous film. The film stars the returning cast, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis as Anna and Tess. Set 22 years after the events of the first film, we see Anna and Tess has lived up to their past as has been repeated, but this time with new generations, with Anna's daughter Harper and a soon-to-be stepdaughter Lily. Now, going into this film, I was really looking forward to it. It was since they first announced it, with Jamie Lee Curtis returning, with Lindsay Lohan, including the original cast are coming back, and it's kind of like a family reunion to me, because the moment I heard about it, I was all excited, all giddy up for it. You know, if you know me personally, if you see my review on the first Freaky Friday film, I absolutely love that film. It's one of my favourite childhood movies. Every time I watch it, it's a lot of fun. The story's very simple. There's some heartwarming moments, emotional moments, and it's all there. You know, it has a really strong, clear narrative from beginning to end. So when they make it a sequel, I was really excited to see what they could do with it. And judging by the trailers, it hasn't really given me much, excitement, but it does make me go, okay, this could be a lot of fun. This could be a really fun sequel. And what do I think of this film after seeing it last night? I'll start with the positives. I will say this. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are just fun to watch. The moment they appear on screen together, they're just full of energy. I just love these two. They're both just never left. The moment I saw them, I couldn't help but go, hey guys, I missed you. It's kind of like you're seeing your two favourite people in the planet right now, and you see them coming to this big screen. I remember seeing them just been happily to say, oh, they still have it in there, and their chemistry, one another, and seeing it interact with certain stuff. It's so funny, but yet it's so enjoyable to watch, especially certain scenes here and there. And as a result of the film, it does offer some unique stuff for the film. It does have some funny jokes and some of the line deliveries they'd give. And of course, there are some nostalgia moments, which I'll get to in a moment with the negatives, but some of the stuff in there is really good. And the story, it's pretty straightforward, but it does get a little bit over the top now to give it certain stuff. And of course, Harper and Lily, they're fun to watch. They're there for the most part. But other than that, this film to me is... I don't know where to begin this one, to be fair. Now, let me just say it straight at the bat. It's not a bad movie by any means. It's not a terrible film. It's not a terrible sequel. I think it's fine, it's enjoyable, it's harmless, it's entertaining, but it's more or less the same as the first one. It is the same story, which I was expecting the same similar story, and there's going to be a boy switch, but the difference is they brought in the two daughters in the film to be boy switch as well. So basically all four characters are being boy switched. So pretty much means Anna's in Harper's body, Harper is in Anna's body, Tess is in Lily's body, and of course Lily's body was in Tess's body. So basically they're trying to fix their bond. It's pretty much they're the same what we've seen before. The thing is, it felt a little bit rushed and it felt underdeveloped, and it kind of lacks the emotional weight to it, because you have four characters in the film that are being boy switched. Now it's a good change up. I do like the change up in there, but it's just, it didn't really capture the same lightning in the bottle to certain stuff, which I don't know. It didn't really click with me this time round, because for the majority of the film, we only get much fun scenes with the boy switch with Tess and Anna. That was the only thing I liked. As you know, they pretend to be the daughters, they're acting like all cool and try to be like that stuff and all that. But when we get to the daughters who pretend to be Tess and Anna, they're not there as much. It didn't really have a big emotional impact. The girls who played Harper and Lily, they're fine. They did their best. They're watchable enough. Their performances were good, but it didn't give you much time with them, because it was mostly focused on Anna and Tess, which I felt like that's kind of hurt the film a little bit. It could have worked maybe to have Anna and her daughter Harper. That would have worked. Maybe I just have both of them been swapped this time around, says that it could follow the similar beat for beat. But I think I have to bring Jamie Lee Curtis into this boy switch as well, because if you just do that again, it just becomes a little bit, doesn't capture the same feeling. But as far as the jokes of the film, some of the humor I laughed. I was laughed like 50% of it. Some are chuckling, some I did laugh, physically a little bit in certain areas, but 50% of it was really good. But when you get to the other 50% of it, it just becomes a little bit cringy at times. And some of the adult jokes they throw in there, which throw me off guard, because I remember hearing someone, well, I'm not gonna spoil, Jamie Lee Curtis, who's as a British teenager, Lily, when she did say the word piss off to a certain character. Yeah, it's in the film. It's kind of funny. And of course, you do have some turning characters here and there, but from the original film, which they are there, but they feel like they're just there. Because they mostly focus on Anna and Tess and Lily and Harmon, which, again, you do get Ryan. He's in the movie quite most of it here and there, but as far as the other characters, like from the original film, they're not in the movie that much. The moment you see them, you kind of go, oh yeah, those characters, but then it's maybe they come to the screen now and again. And of course, like I said, there are some nostalgia moments. Some worked, and it's the film's favour, but it feels like to me, the film tries to be too nostalgic to the point where it just comes across as very messy and a little bit. The film is trying desperate to like, it feels like the movie's trying to convince me to like the film more. Because it's trying to say, hey, remember this scene. Oh, remember this character said this dialogue. Oh, remember that. Oh, remember this song. Remember this bit. Remember this. Remember that. Remember that. Oh, love us, guys. Love us, love us, love us, love us, love us, love us, love us. Now, I'm not against legacy sequels having nostalgic moments, which I've got nothing against. Prime example being Top Gun Maverick, which a film that I clearly loved. That's a legacy sequel, but the way they handled the nostalgia stuff in that film, it handled way, way better, in the way of certain stuff. Yes, it does have similar beats, but at least it does try to stand on its own thing and tries to capture that, stand its own thing, but also try to throw some noise for people who grew up with the first Top Gun movie. Maybe go, oh, remember this one? But this one here, don't get me wrong, there are some nostalgia moments that I love as a fan of the original movie from the 2003 film, which I absolutely loved. But it tries too hard to be like, it's trying to capture that, oh, remember this, remember this, remember this. It just doesn't give you time to breathe or have to stand on its own legs or something. And some of the dialogue is, like I said, is a little bit clunky in certain areas. Some of the jokes that doesn't land. And the emotional weight of the film, it kind of felt underwhelming. It didn't really capture the same feelings or the same heart or the same emotions. Well, the heart is still there. I do get the sense of heartwarming moments, but I don't feel as emotional invested compared to the first one. When the first one, because it's all straightforward about a mother and daughter, well, you do get it here in certain parts of the film between Anna and Harper, which it is there, but it just felt underdeveloped and didn't give you much time. You do get some moments with them, but it just didn't capture that same feeling, to be honest. And also the way the film is made, originally it's meant to be a Disney Plus original film. I think that's what it was originally intended to be. Then due to, I think a lot of people in Disney tried to say, let's just do it as a theatrical release because I think that would work. And you can tell by the film it looked, because it didn't really have, I don't know about how it's different. Maybe it's just the camera's a bit different compared to what we saw in the 2003, how they made the film. But as far as the way this film is made for this one, it felt very, bright and vibrant and colourful, which I don't get into. It adds some colour to it, which is bright and light and hard fun, but it felt really, very fabricated in a certain way, because it does look very, don't get me wrong, the cinematography here is good, but it just didn't really catch the same feel, because it does feel like a Disney Plus original film in a certain degree. I don't know, that's just me personally. Like I said, Freakier Friday, it's not a bad movie. It has its moments. There are some things to enjoy. There are some enjoyable moments in the movie. You do have fun with it. It is a fun movie. If you're a fan of the 2003 film, if you just want to see the nostalgia moments and some, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis doing their thing, you're going to have a good time. I think you'll enjoy this movie. You will have a good time. But as far as this one, it's, you can watch it. If you want to go and see it, go and see it if you want to. But I would not rush to see it. Just wait. If you want to go and see it, go wait to see it on a matinee day or something. And of course, if you want to wait to Disney Plus, just wait till it comes on Disney Plus if you just want to wait to watch it at home or whatever. But like I said, Freakier Friday, it's not a bad movie. It has its moments. It has some decent scenes. There are things to appreciate as a legacy sequel. I do appreciate the change up. I do like seeing Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis back on the big screen again. It always put a smile on my face. But this is one of those sequels that it probably doesn't need to exist. It's only there just to cash in for Disney for nostalgia. But as a film, it's harmless entertainment, but I wish it could have done better. I'm going to give Freakier Friday a C+. Guys, comment down below and tell me, what do you think of Freakier Friday? Do you love it? Do you like it? You think it's alright, or do you absolutely hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya.